Ever since the election, when the anti business liberal Democrats were basically ousted, the Dow Jones has basically soared. Once everybody realized Trump was going to be in office, apparently it inspired a new level of enthusiasm in the market. Now, the Dow was about to hit 20,000 directly before there was magically and suddenly that false flag attack in the Fort Lauderdale airport in Florida. And now I asked Siri this morning what was the Dow, and it returned that the Dow was 20,023. So hopefully nothing goes wrong today, or hopefully nothing magically pops up and there's like no tragedy or anything that causes it to plummet. But basically, the one thing I want people to understand is that these media talking heads love pointing to the Dow and calling that the perfect barometer of how the economy is actually doing. A lot of people don't understand what the Dow is, but basically it's a measurement of the health of 30 major companies, which you could look up yourself. But what I want you to understand is this doesn't accurately depict what's going on Main Street. Main Street's money is busy trying to keep its house out of foreclosure because their mortgage is underwater and they're facing an uncertain job market. Main Street's money is busy trying to compete with people my age who are in their 30s who are basically competing with older people for jobs that these people shouldn't even be still in the market for. These people should be retired. Unfortunately, Main Street's money can't retire because Main Street, the housing market is screwed up. They can't simply move somewhere else. They can't simply sell their house. They can't simply quit work, especially if their kids have student loan debt, which they're still paying off. And mind you, I've made videos. I'm 35 years old. I've paid off all of my student loan debt. And at this point, I have two master's degrees, one in administration, the other one in physics. But then I have a dual for earth science, geology, whatever. But bottom line is, the Dow Jones does not completely tell the story, and that's something that these talking heads on CNBC and Fox Business News need to remember. A lot of people just don't understand stocks that well, and I've got a lot of people come to me and they send me messages, oh, how should I start a stock portfolio? And I tell them the easiest way is to take $500 in a check form to their nearest Scottrade. And although those people aren't really allowed to tell you what stocks to pick, you could invest in shares in, penny stocks of companies that have newly come to market just to test it all out. Or you could invest in shares where they actually pay dividends. Now, there's no surefire way to do it because, this really is like gambling because you never know what might change and what might cause some stock to suddenly decrease in value or whatever. But there's a couple of simple rules. The first one I would say is buy low, sell high. The second is buy the rumor and sell the fact, which means that if there's a rumor that something's about to happen, you can buy based on the rumor. But a lot of people aren't going to rush in. So what you do is you wait until it's a fact, and then a lot of people are going to sell. And when you sell, you've sold at what used to be a high. Some people understand what I'm talking about. Some people won't. So it's like you almost got to type this stuff out. And I would say the third thing is you never bet your shirt. Like, you can't bet everything on black. If you play Russian roulette, you never put it all on one, like, color, black, red, white, whatever. But that's just basically it. So we've got Dow 20,000. My stock portfolio is up. I've been looking at it. My marijuana stocks are all up. And because, I buy 10,000 share blocks, and I do it when they're like penny shares. I've been telling people, nobody listened to me, about buying BLOZF, and I told people over and over, I was like, listen, it's 16 cents and per share. It was so low, and now it's popped up. Every single share of that 10,000 block that I purchased is up. So it's actually kind of weird. I feel like Warren Buffett. It's like I can watch myself lose $4,000 or $5,000 in a day, and then when the Dow continues to rise and you see these companies rise, you can suddenly see yourself gain $10,000 in one day. I mean, that's the weird thing about the stock market. It's really just like going to Atlantic City. And me personally, I don't gamble. I'll go to the casinos. I just go there to drink. But this is how I choose to gamble my money. So anyway, Welcome to Dow 20,000. How much higher can the Dow go? I don't know. Nobody knows. If things turn out well, it'll go a hell of a lot higher. It might hit 30,000 for all I know. But let me just say this. If you have money to invest, if you have extra money coming in and you don't necessarily need it, you might really want to consider opening yourself a stock portfolio. And you don't bet over your head. I would say maybe $100 a month or something like that. I bet like $1,000 a month, but I do it over a wide area of shares just to add a couple more shares like here and there and whatever, just to grow the portfolio. I have a separate retirement account. And keep in mind, your stock account is not your retirement account. Your stock account is really your gambling account. Your retirement account, if you don't have one set up, if you don't have like a 401k or something, I would recommend, get the highest interest earning savings account you possibly can. Because at the end of the day, stocks are volatile in general by nature. They're risk. I mean, the risk can pay off, but at the end of the day, you absolutely want to have something solid. So not only should you have a savings account, but you should have a stock account.